Hello, everyone, and welcome to a new you where I help twin flames to heal and to master thyself along thy twin flame journey. I am Ruby Lee B, and I am your self mastery coach. And so, if you are on this twin flame journey, and if you are in separation from your twin at the moment, and if you want some help and some support along your twin flame experience, I want you to click that bell and become a subscriber to New You, for New You has been created just for you. And so today I wanted to talk about the false twin flame. Now, as some of you guys know, that there is so much information out there about the twin flame experience, the twin flame journey. And sometimes it's like, what do you believe? Who do you believe? Right? Because there's just so much information out there. And as time goes on, as the years go on, I'm seeing more people are creating content and are, giving their perspectives of what the twin flame experience is in their eyes, in their worlds. And then you got a lot of false people out there too. You got to watch out. You got a lot of false teachers, false preachers, we all know because we're seeing them going down as we speak. But there is a lot of false teachers out there that are teaching on the twin flame experience, and they're not even having a twin flame experience. They're just doing it to capitalize, to get your money, selling you courses, selling you content that they are not experienced in, that they have no idea what they're talking about. They're just getting your money. And so be careful who you listen to, and be careful about where you spend your money with, because everybody is not on the up and up. I don't care how good they sound. I don't care how intelligent they speak. I don't care how they can flip their words. I don't care, how it sounds, because sometimes we can be really deceived by how people sound. If somebody sounds real intelligent and they're using these big words, sometimes we are easily persuaded by those things. And so I just wanted to let you know that, in case you didn't know, that there is a lot of teachers out here teaching about the twin flame experience, and they are not having the twin flame experience themselves. They just, I don't know, copying off of other people's content, guessing, making up stuff just to sell courses, just to sell their videos. And it's unfortunate, but it's what it is. And so that's one of the things that God has really been dealing with me on, and me, learning, certain people that I have listened to a while back ago, a year or so ago, 2 years ago, and God has helped me to see that some of these people that I was listening to, that I thought that was on the up and up, and not just when it comes to the twin flame, but just, metaphysics and spirituality, there has been, a lot of people that not only are they being exposed in the public eye, but if you are listening to what God is revealing to you, to what God is speaking to you, God will reveal it to you as well. And so yes, and so there are some teachers that I've listened to and bought courses from, and to find out years later that, they're not really who they say they are. They're not really trying to help people. They're not really here to serve and to give. They're here to take, and they create this illusion that they're giving you so much, that they're doing so much for you, so that you can give them more, while they take and take and take and create these illusion that they're giving so much. I remember being on a call with this one lady. I'm not going to say her name, but she's pretty well known, but I remember being on a call with her, and she was, basically telling us to give her money. To give her money, because she has been doing this work for over 14 years, and she created all these courses, and she done all of these things, so give me my money. And I'm like, wow. Even when it was all going down, when you're in the midst of something like that, sometimes you don't know what to think. Especially if you really like the person, you have an emotional attachment to them, in those moments, how I think, you don't want to think anything bad. You really don't know what it is, but However, as God has been showing me a lot of things, I realize, no, 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 no. That's what you don't do. That is what you don't do. You do not come on any live, create any course, and demand money from your audience, from your supporters, for people who love you and support you. Like, that's just crazy. It's crazy. And it's abusive. It is toxic behavior, abusive behaviors. And yeah. 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 And so one of the other things that God has been showing to me, I know this is supposed to be about the false twin flame, but I'm going off on a tangent about these false teachers, because there's just so many of them that is being exposed. And like I said, not just on a bigger, platform. Some will be exposed on a bigger platform, and some will be exposed to you. God will expose certain people to you. Will let you see who's on open up and who's not. And so please, those who have ears, listen to what God is saying to you. Listen to what God is speaking in your gut. If something doesn't feel right, then it's not right. It's not right. And like I said, a lot of times when you have an attachment to a person, to a teacher, speaker, leader, mentor, that you think that is so legit and is so amazing, you don't want to think anything bad. And like I said, that's how I think, that's how I am. So, maybe you think the same way too, but I'm the type of person, I like to give people the benefit of doubt. I'm very optimistic and very positive. And so therefore, when I am personally experiencing bad behaviors from people, I don't always notice it right away, especially in the past. Now I'm picking up on things a lot quicker and getting it. But in my past self, who I used to be, I didn't want to see it. I didn't want to see it, didn't want to believe it. Whether it be family members. I've had family members that have treated me really crappy to my face. I call it, side shading me, that passive aggressive behavior. They throw shade in your face, but then they take it back. It's that weird stuff that you don't know what to make of. And over the past few years, over the past at least 5 to 6 years, God has been really just exposing certain people little by little, from my family all the way down to the teachers and speakers that I've been listening to and supporting and loving on. And I had to distance myself from a lot of people. And whether that be people in my family or people that I listen to and supported. One of the ladies that I mentioned here, I didn't say her name, but that was saying, give me my money, telling her people to give her money. A few years back, God was like, don't buy anything new from her. You can listen to all the free content that you want, but don't purchase anything new from her. And I did not know why. And I didn't second guess it. I just went with it. But, I did have a hard time with it because, when you like somebody, and you want to support them. Me, I'm the type of person, I love to support people. I love buying, people's courses. I love, supporting their business, especially if they're Black owned business. I love supporting Black owned businesses. I love supporting women. But however, unfortunately, everybody isn't on the up and up, and everybody who is out here teaching spiritual teachings is not on the up and up, unfortunately, as you all know, because you're seeing it, I'm seeing it, you're seeing it. So a lot of what I'm saying is not a big surprise or a big thing because you're seeing it along with me. And so, if you are a person like anything like me, real positive, you are sweet, you're shy, quiet, you don't want to think anything bad about anybody, but yet people just continue to just do you all sorts of wrong, and you just kind of like take it, or you ignore it, or not willing to see the truth. But we are living in the age of Aquarius. And the key term for Aquarius is the age of I know. And so we are in the age of knowing. And so we're going to continue to know. God's going to continue to open our eyes and allow us to see things that we could not see when we were up under that Pisces illusion, Neptunian type of energy, where people easily could pull the wools over our eyes and make us see what they want us to see. Yeah. And so, yes. And so just be careful out here in these YouTube streets, Instagram streets, Facebook streets, social media streets, Google streets. Just be careful as to who you follow and who you exchange your money with. Who you exchange your money with is very important because that's energy. And so if you're exchanging your money with somebody that's just, not who you think they are, they're abusive, they're toxic, you're taking that in some sort of way. Prime example, I was a part of this community group a few years ago, and it was a spiritual community group. And during my time being with this group, I've only stayed with it for about a good 6 months, and then I got up out of there because I realized this is not what I thought it was, and they're not who I thought they were. So I had to exit stage left. But during my time being in this community with others, spiritual people who seeking knowledge and, seeking help for their businesses and things of that nature, I had a whole lot of inner conflict. During the 6 months of me being a part of this program. I had a whole lot of inner conflict. And I didn't quite understand it going through it because I didn't want to see the truth, first of all. That's the truth of what it is. I really didn't want to see the truth. And so therefore, I stuck in it. I stuck with it until I had to get up on out of there because the truth was revealed to me. And I'm like, okay, I gotta go. And, it was heartbreaking. It was really, 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 really heartbreaking for me. And disappointing to, just discover and find out that, hey, you was gotten, and you feel stupid too. You feel very stupid falling for the tricks that are out there. But unfortunately, if you live long enough, we all gonna be gotten by somebody, whether it's in a relationship, whether it's community leaders, mentees, business partners, even the smartest of us will be gotten by somebody, will be used, taken advantage of, somebody pull the wool over our eyes, and we believing that they are this good person that we think they are, and come to find out they're a monster. And so yeah. And so that's one of the signs to know that you are either in a bad relationship that is not good for you, you are in a community that's not good for you, or even a family situation that's not good for you, is when you have a whole lot of inner conflict, a whole lot of back and forth. Right? One of the main experiences that I have had when I was in relationships with people that wasn't a good fit for me, when I was at jobs that wasn't a good fit for me, when I was in programs that wasn't a good fit for me, I always experienced some sort of inner conflict, back and forth in your soul. You just kind of like wrestling. There's just this back and forth thing that you're going through, mental confusion. That's what it is, and you're wondering this and you're wondering that. And it's just a bunch of back and forth going on in your soul, a bunch of chitter chatter going on in your mind. There's no peace. You don't have peace about it. And so when you don't have peace about it, then it ain't right. Get on up out of there. I don't care what it is. If you don't have inner peace about it, then something ain't right. Leave, go. Because what's for you, what God has for you, will give you peace. You will have peace about it. There will be an assurance. There will be a certainty. I know type of feeling. But however, there will be peace. You will have peace. It will just feel right. It will just be right when something is really right for you. There's none of that chaotic stuff that goes on in your soul. You won't have that. You'll have a peaceful experience, because I have took courses with people, matter of fact, around the same time that I was a part of this community group. I was also taking courses with, other spiritual teachers and mentors. They're teaching on spiritual life coaching and things of that nature, and had the complete opposite experience. It was just nothing but peace, transaction easy, just nothing but a peaceful, loving experience, where the teacher, the person that was facilitating the course, overgave, and it's just a good, peaceful experience. And that's how you know it's God, when you have peace about it, and it's good, and it feels good, and it feels right, And so, yes. And so that's one of the number one ways for you to tell that if something's not right. So if you have ever asked yourself the question, is this man right for me? Or is this friend right for me? Or is this job right for me? Is this community that I am involved in right for me? If you have to ask if this is a good fit for you, or if it's right for you, then 9 times out of 10, it's not. Because when it's a really good fit for you, when it's really right, you'll know it. You know that you know that you know that you know. And so, yes. And so, really briefly, I, came into some, it's not new information, because I've been hearing about the false twin flame. And I never really knew how I felt about it. Because just like you, I'm growing along my twin flame experience and along my twin flame journey. But I don't really believe in the twin flame, in the false twin flame concept. And the reason being, because it is to say that you're not having a twin flame experience. To say that, this is not the real twin flame, this is the false twin flame, is to say that you're not having the experience that you're having. And so if I'm having this twin flame experience, but because he's not coming forward, and because he's not pursuing me or coming towards me or coming near me, then that means he's the false twin flame. But yet I'm having this soul connection, this experience. And so, my beliefs is either you're having a twin flame experience or you're not. For me, it's just that simple. Either you're on the journey or you're not. And I've heard some information out there that, hey, if your twin flame is not coming towards you, if he's not pursuing you, then hey, he's the false twin flame. He's not the real twin flame. But yet, like I said, to call something false, to say something is not real, is to say that you're not having the experience that you're having. And so that's just my thought when it comes to the false twin flame. There's just so many different layers. And, here lately, I've been really studying the Bible, really studying my word. And what I've come to the realization of is that, the Bible doesn't say anything about twin flames. The Bible doesn't say anything about soulmates. And so, honestly, all of this stuff is really man-made, created. God talks about partnerships in the Bible, but twin flames, it's not in the Bible. Nor soulmates. It's not mentioned in the Bible. And I know that, some of us believe that there's a lot of missing books and a lot of missing things that they did not put in the Bible, and that's very much true. But however, the twin flame concept, the twin flame, it's not there. It's not there. And so that's something to think about. That's something to really think about. And so, yeah, because I've been wanting to do a series of, what does the Bible says about the twin flames. And like I said, what I've researched, what I've come into the understanding of is the Bible doesn't say anything about it. And so, yeah. And so if it's man-made, then 9 times out of 10, it may not be completely of God. Last week I had a realization, or I had some revelation. I had some inspiration come to me last Friday about the experience that I've been having within my twin flame journey, and I'm questioning it, which that is a part of the experience. You will question it. You should question what it is that you are experiencing, and what I have come to the understanding of is that, hey, this may be I call it a maleficent experience. You may be having a experience with the trickster spirit, with spirits that's just not of God. And so if you have the feeling that your twin flame is going to come, and you keep having this reoccurring feeling that he's going to come, but he never shows up, then I'm just saying, you may be being tricked by the enemy. One of the things that the enemy does is what I call keeping you on this loopy loop. You go round and 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 round in circles. And you never get to your destination. You never get to where you're going. You never occupy, you never have what it is that you want to have. Because the enemy loves to kill, steal, destroy. The enemy loves to come and steal precious time, precious energy from you. And so I just want you to think about that. Think about that. For a little while now, I've been not really wanting to come to that conclusion that, hey, maybe I am not having a godly experience. Maybe this is the kingdom of darkness experience and not the kingdom of light. This past fall, I've been really reading my Bible, purifying my mind, purifying my soul, purifying my life, lining myself up with God, the ways of God. And like I said, what has been made revealed to me that, hey, your twin flame experience, yeah, you are having it, but it's not what you think. And what's out there in those social media streets is that, yes, the twin flame experience is a spiritual experience. But just because you're having a spiritual experience does not mean that it's of God. The enemy is just as spiritual as God is. Matter of fact, what goes on in the kingdom of God, everything that God does, the enemy does, but he does in the opposite way. And so that is some fruitful thought, but when the revelation came to me on Friday, I was ready to receive it. So I was ready to receive it. A few years ago, I wouldn't have been ready to receive this information or to consider that, hey, what it is that I've been experiencing may not be, completely of God. But however, I believe that God uses everything and he makes everything works out for your most highest good. And so I will have to say that my experience with my twin flame has not been good at all. It's not good at all. His energy is not good. It's not good at all. And so I do look at him as a trickster type of spirit. Yeah. It hasn't been good. But however, I would have to say that my experience with him has not been good. But however, the journey, I have gone through great transformation, great awakenings that has purged me and cleansed me. And I'm still going through great transformations. Matter of fact, this month is, a great transformational month. December, there's always these awakenings that's happening, people going through their ascensions, that there's just a lot that happens in the month of December. And so I am most definitely going through what I call a dark night of the soul experience, an ascension, transformation, growth. But I will have to say, the dark night of soul experience I'm having now and what I have had in the beginning of my twin flame journey is two different experiences. And so one of the things that I believe that I have done right within this twin flame journey is slowly but surely learning how to let go of my twin flame mentally and emotionally. Now, do I still feel that I have a connection with him? Absolutely. Still feel it. Still there. But however, I have done a good job at at focusing on myself, learning how to focus on myself and focusing on myself, and doing my inner work, my inner transformational, inner spiritual work. And so if you're not doing that inner spiritual, inner transformational work, then that is part of the reason why the twin flame experience hurts so bad. It hurts the worst when you are holding on and you don't want to let go. It hurts extremely bad. That's when you have what I call soul pains. When you don't want to let go of certain ideals, certain ways of thinking and being and eating. And this is a transformational journey. I do believe that. And this journey has transformed me dramatically. And I am continually going through my my growth and my ascensions and my awakenings and things of that nature. And I tell you, you know, the more that that I don't entertain thoughts of my twin flame, the more happier I am. The more happier I am. I have days where it feels like heaven on earth. And I really believe it is because I've been doing my inner work and I've been going through the testings and the trials and the shifts. And so that is the blessing of doing your inner work and taking your power back too. Because one of the things that Spirit has helped me to see on last Saturday is that when you spend so much time thinking about this man, or thinking about the woman, and thinking about the woman, and they're not coming forth to confess their love towards you or to you, you are giving away your power. That's one of the ways that you give your power away within this twin flame connection. By obsessively thinking about this person, being overly consumed with this person. And that's how one of the other ways that you know that it's not of God. It's not of God. God isn't intrusive. The twin flame experience can be intrusive. Your twin flame can be intrusive. God is gentle. God said, my yoke is easy, my burdens are light. And so God is not going to force you to think about him, right? Even though it says in the Bible to consume your mind with the things of God, to focus on God, but you have to do that. God doesn't force you to do that. You have to do that. You have to choose to put God first. You have to choose to make God a priority in your life and in your world. That's what you do. But the twin flame experience, like I said, can be very intrusive, all-consuming. And like I say, anything that is intruding in your soul and you can't stop thinking about a person, and it is very much like an addiction. One of the things that I said, I know how people feel who are addicted to alcohol, drugs, because that's how this connection feels. It feels like a drug, and that's not of God. Son of God. Okay? My yoke is easy, my burdens are light. When you are eating God food, it's light, it's easy, it's not addictive. Those Oreo cookies are addictive. You have one, guess what? You're eating about 13 more. You have a good old salad, guess what? You're good, right? You don't have this sugar crave for more, right? And that's how the twin flame experience feels. It feels like a drug. And it could feel very exciting and very electrifying, but but when you cannot control your thoughts when it comes to another person, when you are obsessively thinking about a person, and some of you guys are so obsessive that you are even holding yourself back, holding your life back. You're not discovering your purpose because you're so busy being consumed with this man or this woman that you're not living your own life. I've heard stories of women just sitting around 10, 15 years waiting for this man to come that never comes. That's crazy to me. Not judging it, because we all have our journey. We all have our experiences. But however, I don't want you to be that woman who's sitting on a fence wasting years and decades of your life waiting for a man to come that's not coming. That's not coming. And you have made your whole entire world about this person that's not coming. That is insane. That is cray-cray. It's insane and it's cray-cray. Not trying to shame you. I have my cray-cray ways. I have my insanity ways. I have my own delusions that I'm having to work through, right? Still working through them. Every year I feel like I'm coming out of a layer of my own illusions and delusions. And I want you to experience that. But you can only experience that when you are focusing on what? Yourself. Yourself. And so, when you spend so much time thinking about your twin flame, like I said, that is an energetic, spiritual way that you're giving him all your power that leaves you feeling depleted, tired, drained. And he takes that energy that you're giving to him and he utilizes on himself. He turns his back towards you and he utilizes your sweet, loving energy on himself. You thinking about him is not making him thinking about you. It's doing the opposite. You being obsessive over him or her is making them run. Right? But when you don't think about them, when you don't make them a priority in your mind, that's you taking your power back. And when you take your power back, you get stronger and stronger and stronger and better and better and better and better and better. And so you're going to have to learn how to toughen up and take back your power. If you are that woman, if you are that person who is spending too much time being overconsumed with what's going on with your twin flame to the point where you are holding yourself back in life. You're holding yourself financially back in life. You're holding yourself back in your career opportunities. You're holding yourself back in your lifestyle because you are just so caught up with what's going on with this man. What is he doing? When he's going to come? You're watching tarot videos after tarot videos, trying to see how does he feel about me? What's he thinking about me? And just, listen, I've been through it all. That's why I could talk about it, because I've been through it all. And it's a loopy-loop of going nowhere. It's a trap of going nowhere. And as a matter of fact, as long as you are doing all those things, it just causes you more pain in your soul. And I don't want that for you. And you don't want that for you. And so, guys, this is almost 40 minutes since I've been on. I've talked about more about the trickster spirit and false teachers than I did the false twin flames. But hey, I hope that I got it all in. And so if you have any questions, if you want to um, um, connect with me, if you want to speak with me one-on-one about your twin flame experience that you are having, if you have some specific questions, you can email me at anewyou555@gmail.com. I will put my email address in the description box, so you can book your Express Yourself healing session with me if that's something that you are interested in. I would love to help you along your twin flame experience. I would love to sit with you and talk with you and just help you get through this thing that may not be of your highest good, but however, God will make it of your highest good. But you got to give it to God and allow God to make it work for your good. And so, guys, that is it. My name is Ruby Lee B. I am your self-mastery coach, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.